Previously on Wonders and Blunders.
You start going over this water wheel, and the biggest thing that gets to you is you can't figure out what it's for.
What say you and I go downstairs and check out this basement, and we can trade this amulet for those repairs?
While they're talking, could I cast Detect Magic?
There is an illusion spell on the wall. You see Bridgette is glowing with a magic aura.
What? School of Magic.
Illusion.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, we don't need to accuse her of anything.
Too late. Made up my mind. He starts walking.
Inquire, Yuri.
The female hunter that you saw leave earlier, Bree, one of her arms is sort of hanging at an awkward angle. Bree, you can see and smell blood. And she falls on the ground and just looks up and says, "Everybody has to get inside. Wolves." So you see this hunter, and she starts getting herself up off the ground after calling out that there are... you don't see any movement in the trees right now, but she has let you know that there are wolves on the way.
Well, we're next to the caravan, fairly close still.
Yep. You were just on your way back to the steady stream, so yeah.
I would like to kit my weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, ditto.
So the hunter looks up, and a couple of people have started to gather around now. You can see that the lumber workers have... They haven't really been working so far, but they've started to leave their homes and head up towards the mill, and she calls out, and she's like, "Everybody inside! Inside!" And they all sort of drop their stuff and start heading back into their homes, and you see doors slam and windows close, and you can hear locks being drawn.
I'm gonna catch her and say, "How many wolves?"
And she says, I didn't get a good look. I'm not sure they came out of the forest around me. There was a storm or something kicked up."
Unnatural.
You see Vaelin sort of pull out his crystal orb and say a few words over it, and then that same shimmer that you saw from the shield spell sort of goes, but sort of goes across his entire body and then sort of disappears. I'm casting mage armor on myself.
So you see Deba come out of the mill, and he stands up at the top of the hill, and you can see him ushering people out, and he's holding an axe and watching the trees as he ushers people towards the steady stream, and a bunch of people start making their way down, and he comes up to you guys and he says, "Well, if we get off the streets, maybe they'll just pass by."
Does this happen often?
Wolves in the forest aren't totally uncommon. Not many attacks, I gotta say. And he looks down at her wounds, and he says, "Anyone else out there in the forest?" And she says, "Well, yes. Drelith went there, but in a different direction. I'm not sure. He's out there somewhere." Then he ushers her inside of the steady stream.
I'm gonna get my weapons and then go into the steady stream too.
Okay.
She said something about a storm, right?
She did, yeah.
Is there? Can we see signs of this storm?
You can feel this wind blowing on you, which wasn't here before. The sky was pretty overcast all day today, but now this wind is picking up. Make a perception check.
And is there anything magical to it?
Oh yeah, you still have Detect Magic up.
Yeah.
Also make a perception check.
I got 22.
22.
Can I make a survival check to smell the air and to see whether or not this seems like a natural storm?
Sure.
I got an 11.
An 11? Okay.
You have Detect Magic up?
17.
Benjamin's armor is magical.
Oh.
The school is transmutation.
Oh.
Sorry, was that survival check?
17.
17. You feel this. You actually look around and look up at the trees in the area while you're smelling the air, and you can see that the trees behind the town, away from the direction that the hunter came, are blowing in a direction with a breeze that sort of passes over the town, but rolls through the mountains. And this breeze is coming at an opposite direction to that.
Okay.
And Rowan, you can see through the trees now. They're starting to sway in the distance towards you, the snow kicking up off of them and sort of obscuring the air. Probably 500 feet or 500 meters up the...
Are the doors to the stable open?
No, they wouldn't be open.
Okay.
I wouldn't, with my 22, I guess I wouldn't know that it's an unnatural storm, but if we go inside out of this storm, there's a good chance these wolves are just looking for shelter themselves. They'll probably just roll on through.
There is something strange about this. The wind.
How can you tell?
It is unnatural.
Oh, well, maybe they're running from something a little more serious than a storm.
Make a nature check on the wind as well.
Okay.
That's a 12.
12? Yeah, it's it is starting to pick up. You don't see anything totally unnatural about it. Vaelin, with your detect magic, it's a 30-foot range?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of the snowflakes that are coming through seem to have a hint of evocation magic.
There is something magical about this weather.
Oh my.
I think we should retreat.
Yes.
The dogs that were on the dog sled, where did they go?
They ran to the stables.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then someone, are they outside, pawing at the doors?
They are... You can see, if you look over by the stables, you see the half-elf who you saw over by the stables before, and she is shuttering things up. So she is unleashing the dogs now.
Okay. Yeah, so Ben is just going to pull the door of the steady stream open.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, should we get inside?
Let's get inside.
So the fire sputters as you open the door as this now increasing wind whips through. Snow sort of whips all around the edges of the room. And you go in and you slam the door and everyone is just quiet inside. You can see them gathered around this hunter. And Bridgette is leaning down and checking her wounds. And she looks up and says, Fred, fetch me a pail and some linens. And he brings it out and she starts cleaning and dressing the hunter's wounds.
Can I assist in this?
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time patching up other lizards. And
you
proficient in medicine.
Okay, so you can do it with advantage.
Okay. That's a 19.
19? Okay. So you see her and she starts wringing out the water and working on the wounds, and you are able to just sort of bunch up the rags in her hands and push them and stop the bleeding. With that medicine check, you can see she has 2 fairly bad bites. One of them on her arm, which you can identify as a hunting method that she was pulled, they were trying to pull her away. And you see what at first looks like just several bites shredding her armor on the sides. You see is actually one large bite mark.
Big one.
Yeah.
So I look up at the group and say, these wolves are not running from this storm. They are hunting in it.
Oh.
All the better that we stay in here, perhaps.
How bad do her wounds look? Does she look like...
She's okay. She was still standing when she got back here, and now now that the bleeding stopped, she's her breathing has calmed a little bit. And she just sort of sits back and closes her eyes and puts her hand over the big wound on her side.
Are there windows in here?
There are, yeah.
Big windows?
Pretty big, yeah.
Okay, so Ben's just gonna should we block up these windows?
That's maybe not a bad idea, but...
How high off the ground are they?
They're probably about, I guess for a human chest height, so maybe 3 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm. And so is everybody in the town in the inn, or did they all go disperse
A lot
on their
of
own?
You saw a bunch of people go into their houses in the cottages, and then Deba ran a lot of people down to the steady stream who were just at the mill, just because the mill was closer than the houses.
And Deba's now in the steady stream?
Yes, Deba's there with you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to him and ask, do the wolves normally attack people? I mean, they usually only attack the weak and the elderly and the children,
Well, yeah, we often make sure people are traveling in groups out in the forest. They're not known to attack, but they are wild animals. They've got to hunt the same as us. We've been a little bit relaxed, I suppose, and he kind of shoots a look over at this hunter with our protocols for the buddy system. But usually the hunters stay pretty camouflaged. They know where the packs travel. And she says, it's very... I didn't see any tracks. I didn't see any movement before. Just this wind came up, and once the snow enveloped me, I heard them running towards me and barely got away.
And do the wolves that you interact with often come with magic in tow?
Magic wolf? No, I can't say I've heard of that.
Well, it seems that storm outside has some form of evocation magic.
You glance at the window to see if you can, like, to look out at the storm, and you see the windows now start frosting in front of you. So the vision outside starts to get obscured, as now you can't even see the forest around the town. This wind and all of this snow that's been kicked up is creating this sort of frost cloud outside. So you see just the snowflake sort of pattern of ice and frost start to crackle audibly up the windows.
I think maybe some of us should head upstairs. I think, last I recall, there's some missing windows in this place. Maybe we could at least board up those, and maybe higher ground might be good too.
Could we maybe like lean these tables up against these windows?
That's a great idea, Benjamin. Let's do that.
Is Bridgette in the room?
Bridgette is
I
there.
think also that we should all perhaps stay in this one room together, I don't see any reason for anyone to be upstairs or downstairs, for example.
Together, sure, but if they get in upstairs, and if something gets in upstairs and comes down, or if something... I think staying together is a good idea, but
I will check
where to?
upstairs for other people.
Maybe we could stick with that buddy system too. Anyone?
Vaelin?
I'll come with you, yes.
Okay.
So as I kind of grab you and go up the stairs and say, now would be good time for Barito to dig, while we have eyes on Bridgette.
Oh, well...
Yes.
Well, we had agreed with Yuri not to press the issue without him, though.
We are not pressing issue. Barito presses issue.
I feel... I'm afraid I don't think that will be a good idea.
All right, I will trust in your judgment, Vaelin, but... and I open the door to the room and say, Barito, he's dangerous up here. Come downstairs.
And he, you see his head sort of hit the little curtain that he made as it is now frozen. And then he just sort of shatters it with his hands and pokes his head out and he goes, "Oh, you're back!"
Yes, he's dogs outside.
Ooh!
Yeah, maybe good eats. Yes, come, we hunt downstairs as group.
And he, makes his way out.
And I'll start knocking on other doors upstairs to see if anyone is in their rooms.
There's no real answers, and there's been quite a stir in here, so it seems like everybody sort of that is in the steady stream is gathered down in the main room.
I would certainly also, during this, like to take a little open look into Bridgette's room, since we're checking all these rooms.
It's locked.
It is locked, okay.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
I love that idea so much, but I rolled a natural 20 on my wisdom check.
Resisting
that.
On my do I do this?
Do I do a good thing or a bad thing? Roll.
So you all head back downstairs. Bridgette sees Bito come downstairs and kind of shoots a glance, but is more interested in making sure that the hunter's okay. You can now hear the pattering of snow up against all the windows of these.
All of them, even the leeward side of the.
Yeah, all around you now you can hear, and everybody sort of quiets as you just hear the whistling wind through the small cracks in the walls.
Has anybody started? If we haven't started moving tables, I would do that, and also I'll look at Bridgette and be like, Bridgette, if you've got some armor or something you can put on to help us out in this situation, that might be a good time. And I won't wait for a reaction. I'll just go and help the first person I see moving a table.
Okay, and the lumber workers, once they see you doing that, they jump up and help as well. So they push all the windows in this room get covered up with these sort of long banquet style tables that exist on the edges of the steady stream. You also see, Yuri sort of in the middle, and he actually goes over and lays his hands on the hunter, and you hear him just kind of like whisper some words, and his hands sort of glow, and he moves them over her arm, and you see the wounds start to like close up.
Benjamin watches with great curiosity.
Ben, you would have seen Yuri do magic before.
Okay.
Mostly really small stuff, and a lot of it to do with just like things of convenience. Like he'll fix things, just tend to fix in his hands if they need to, and that type of thing. This is the biggest magic you've seen him do, but and he looks at Bridgette and says, "Well, we're all okay in here. It's wolves can't open doors. It's a good fact about wolves, in case you didn't know." But you think we're good in here? And she says, "Well, yes, we should be." And she quiets down as you hear howls outside. So first just one lonely howl, and then soon it's joined, and then more and more as they just sort of in this symphony outside over the wind start to howl.
Can I start counting howls?
Yeah, do a survival or perception.
Yeah, they're the same.
That was so close.
I was on 20 and it rolled over. 15.
15. It's more than 5, less than 15.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
So
like...
it's still like one pack.
It sounds like one pack, yeah.
Okay.
And actually, while you're like straining to listen, and everybody quiets down as these howls start, over all of them you hear one much deeper, louder howl.
Good.
Ben,
You see Bree just kind of look up and nod approvingly, like, okay.
yeah, Ben is gonna kind of creep over next to one of the tables and kind of get on his tippy toes and like look out the bottom of one of the windows. So can I do a perception check?
Yeah, do a perception check.
12.
12? Yeah,
Oh,
like the windows are...
13.
You can barely see through the windows. They're completely frosted over. So all you can see is the swirling of wind outside. You could see that if you were outside, even if the windows weren't in the way, like it's really obscured by this wind. It looks like just a tornado of snow outside.
Is there anybody who is obviously older or sick or like infirm? You know what I mean?
Or someone we could throw out to
yeah, some
appease
kind
them.
of bait. No, but is there anybody who like wouldn't be able to help themselves should something break in?
Everyone in here is like lumber workers,
Okay.
and you. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
We got some real burly folk.
No, I've got faith in Vaelin. I don't think.
Cara does also looks pretty delicate.
Yeah. Also, when Star was like, the wolves normally eat children, he was just like gulp.
Yeah, what's Dust up to?
Dust is in here, downstairs with everyone else. So the Tabaxi family, I feel like whenever they're not in their rooms, all the Tabaxi have sort of set up camp around the sort of the best sitting area around the hearth in the middle.
Yep.
And you can see Dust just has his journal out. He doesn't look especially worried. And Sky is just sort of sitting next to him there, and they're watching. Sky is watching you, Star, and Light has sort of taken up a sort of protective position around them. Like she's standing up over them, and you can see her hand is on her sword.
Cool.
So as you sit and listen, you hear a crash outside.
One or the other.
Coming from the direction of the stables?
You don't know. You know it's outside, but there's a lot of noise happening out there. But you hear it's the smash of glass.
Of glass. Does
Yeah.
it sound like it's like from part of the inn?
No, definitely outside.
How many other homes are there in Pinafel?
There are like 6 other sort of cabins. Yeah, the mill, the alchemy shop, the stables.
How many people are armed in this room of like the lumberjacks and woodworkers and the like how many look capable of fighting?
The lumber workers are all in pretty good, or mostly in pretty good shape. A couple of them have axes with them, but most of them dropped them when they left. So you can see there's 2 armed lumber workers. Deba is armed. The tabaxi. So there's 6 unarmed lumber workers, but they are they're hardy folk.
Right.
Well, I'll look at Deba and be like, I sure hope that crash wasn't one of the other homes. Do you think the others are safe in their houses?
I wouldn't assume that they'd be breaking through, but that didn't sound good to me.
Would we be able to hear like any people screaming over the howling of the wind?
You can make a perception check.
That is a 23.
23. You can hear someone yelling out outside,
Somebody needs help.
and you can hear snarling. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the door.
Okay. Yeah. You throw open the door. The wind just sort of swirls inside, and Deba is right there with you, and he sort of steps out into the snow. Roll initiative.
It's not good. I got a 5.
I got a 7. Yeah, Brie was like right ready to go. Like, oh, okay. Like I was counting heads to be like, how many wolves are there versus how many people are there versus how big is Brie?
How hungry is Brie?
Yeah.
Always.
Sorry,
That's
Brie,
my
what did you get?
secret.
7.
7. Cara?
5.
5. Vaelin?
6.
6.
Wait.
I feel like we
This is
threw
not a good
open
start.
the door.
21 for Rowan.
Okay. We threw open the door and like the
wind
snow
blew you
swirled
back.
in and it's like
Yeah.
Rowan was just like,
Star?
well, duh.
14.
Blueberry
14.
bush.
Ben.
20.
Yeah.
people in the back
Couple good ones.
weren't blasted as bad.
Yeah.
So Rowan, you are up first.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll kind of jump out through between Deba and Karadov, and I'm looking for signs of movement. Do I see any creatures?
Right outside of the inn, you don't see anything. The now that you're outside, you kind of have to put your hand up against the snow as it whips into your face. The area outside of 15 feet of you is completely obscured. But you can hear snarling and snapping wood into the snow ahead of you. You're not quite sure the distance. If you want to spend your turn to make a perception check, you can get more information about like distance or number of things.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
15.
15? 15, you get... you can hear someone calling out for help, and you can guess that they're probably about 60 feet away from you, by the way that you can still hear them, but just barely against this whipping wind.
Yeah.
And you can hear at least 2 distinct wolves sort of snarling in that direction.
All right, I tell everybody that, and as I'm kind of like trudging in that direction, I'll move 30 feet because I'm thinking if they're wolves, I'm going to talk them down, and if they're not, then I would like to shout back a warning. So yeah, I'm going to move my 30 feet towards them and tell everybody shouting over the storm what you just told me.
Okay, perfect. So then it is Ben's turn.
Ben, he just goes, my friends are out there, and runs behind Rowan out into the storm.
Okay.
Ben, where are you going?
He disappears into the swirling
Into the
snow.
swirling snow. Yeah. So Rowan moved 30 feet forward, so you can catch up to Rowan.
Yeah. Do I see anything?
Not directly in front of you, no.
Okay. I'll make a perception check.
Yep.
23.
23?
22. Sorry.
22. You catch motion around the outside of the snow. Another like 20 feet or so ahead of you, you just see something sort of dart into, like just the shadow of it dart into your vision and then back out again in that direction. And you hear like paws in the snow.
Okay. Yeah, Ben just kind of puts his hand on like the side of, I guess, like Rowan's hip, and he just goes, "Right, there's something right over there, and there's another one right over there."
Okay. Then it is Star's turn. So Star, inside, you see Bridgette sort of stand up, and she's looking out the front door, and she's looking around in the room at the people who are left inside. She like, there's a couple of the unarmed lumber workers who like make their way towards the front, and she holds them back and says, "Let them handle this," and sort of pulls them back. She says, "You'll be more help to me here." And Star, it's your turn.
Okay. So Rowan and Ben just went outside.
Yes.
And Deba, I guess.
And Deba.
All right, I guess I'll follow them.
Okay.
I'm afraid I don't really have an idea about how clear it is to see. Like, is the blowing snow really, really bad? Like, can I even see Benji and Rowan?
They disappear into the snow. When you follow, so if you use, you want to get to them
Yeah.
with your movement. So you do find them. You can see them once you get about 15 feet away from them.
Okay. I will go up to them and join them with my weapons ready. But all I'm going to do, I think, is roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
That's 19.
19? Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, Rowan, Ben and Star, while you're sort of standing there just bracing against the snow as you slowly make your way out, Ben, you hear those paw prints coming towards you again, but this time straight from your left.
Okay.
And out of the snow, 2 wolves leap out. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, so that's a 22 and a 15.
That misses.
The 15 misses? Okay.
I thought that was the damage.
Good AC for a little boy.
Pretty good.
Little boy got secrets. And a shield.
Magical armor available.
Yes. Magical armor and a shield.
This is a boy with a
So
secret.
you take 7 piercing damage and make a strength save.
Sure, it's not. You meant wisdom save, right?
I certainly did not. The wisdom save was not coming outside.
You feel that voluntarily.
Yeah.
We can blame Cara.
I was not
That's
hoping
a
for the child
8.
to run out
8?
into the snow
Yep.
ahead of me.
So you hear those footsteps and snarling, and you manage to just like whip your shield off your back and pull it up in front of you as these 2 huge paws just clang up against it and push you into the ground. And you feel like snapping and biting on either side of your head. It takes every bit of strength in your body to keep these jaws off of your throat, but you are pinned to the ground as 2 wolves pin you down. Then it is this word that I wrote? Bree.
I run out the door.
Yeah.
Straight forward, I guess, towards the noise.
Yeah, so 15 feet out, you see these 2 wolves attacking Ben.
Great. I leap on one of them just with my jaws.
Okay.
And roll the hit, I guess. That's a miss with a 6.
Okay.
Seeing Ben is being pinned by one of these, I'm going to use my bonus action to Hungry Jaws and make a secondary bite attack. That is a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
Cool. I do 3 damage and gain 5 temporary hit points
Okay.
Sweet.
as I take a full bite out of it and tear a chunk of flesh out.
Yeah, so you come away with a bit of like fur and grizzle in your jaws as this wolf like yelps out and moves backwards and faces down at you, teeth bared. Vaelin.
Yeah, in sort of a panic, Vaelin just looks around, looks at Cara, and all right, and follows Bree out the door. And yeah, can I get to a point where I can see what's going on?
Yeah, at 15 feet away, you can see what's going on.
I will stop there. And so I don't know if I probably wouldn't have necessarily seen which one's doing which, but to me there are like two wolves pinning Ben down.
Yeah, and one of them is pinning Ben and like trying to bite around his shield, and the other one is snarling at Bree, and you can see Bree, chewing.
So the one that's got Ben pinned, I would like to pull out my glass orb, and it cast frostbite on it, and it can make a con save.
Con save.
DC 13.
That is a 19.
It's fine. It likes the cold.
Yeah. You can't even really see an effect from here just because of the swirling snow around it.
Still just be damned.
Cara.
And I'm running out into the snow. I presumably catch up with Vaelin and see this wolf, and I'm gonna toss a little ball of fire at the wolf pinning Ben.
Okay.
And I miss.
Okay, yeah, so you fire it off and the wind just sort of extinguishes this flame as you fire it at this wolf that's trying to get at Ben. Then you hear from behind you just like an and Deba runs past you, and he's going to try to grapple the wolf off of Ben. And he critical fails.
Oh, God.
So he like dives on the back like this. He's a Goliath. He gets advantage because he's a Goliath, right? On athletics checks.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Totally.
It doesn't matter. He got
Yes.
5 the second time. So he dives on top of this wolf and like completely engulfs the wolf with his massive body, but it manages to just like shrink him off to the side, and he ends up rolling into the snow and comes up and pulls out the huge axe. Rowan, it's back to you.
I should have thought about my turn. Yeah, okay. Seeing the wolf on Benjamin, I don't think there's anything else I would do. I'd be like, hey, no, I don't think so. And I would, do I see it as a normal wolf, or is it larger, or what?
Looks like a normal wolf, yeah.
When he's on top of Ben. Yeah, I would try to pull the wolf off. I would grab the wolf. No, I don't think so, buddy. And try to just rip the wolf up.
Okay. Would that be the push?
Yeah,
Action?
probably athletics or something.
Yeah, so make a strength or athletics against the
Yeah, the whole time I'm like, it's cold. We all want to be inside. I don't know why you're doing that. No, that's not the right button. D&D Beyond. And I just can't seem to budge him.
Well, what'd you get? It's contested.
Oh, it's 3.
Oh, 3? Really? He got a 4.
Actually, no, it's 2 because it's -1.
Oh, yeah, he got 3 plus 1. So you're like pulling at the scruff of its neck as it just like
Why didn't I just do persuasion? I don't
keeps
understand.
It'd be hard to talk a wolf off a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, it's your turn. You are prone.
Okay. I'm just gonna shout wolf, so I can be the boy who cried wolf. Hey.
Oh no!
I'm upset
Oh,
with
wait,
you,
sorry.
and I hope our listeners are upset with you.
I'm proud. That was a pretty good one.
If you like that, tweet at Wonder and Wonder.
Yeah.
Hashtag boywolf.
Please spell out your groans.
Yeah, can you tweet eye rolls? Okay, Ben is he's holding his shield and he's pressing it and he just goes, freak out! And they can make Constitution saving throws. The two of them are within 5 feet of me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
canon.
Constitution 13.
For both.
What spell is that?
Word of Radiance. That is my divine word.
That's canon now. That's twice.
Maybe I shouldn't have done it with such timber. Freak out!
Much better.
For a freak out!
1 passes, 1 fails.
Okay. 2 damage.
2 damage?
Just
To both
throwing
or just the
dice.
one?
What?
Does
For just the one, yeah.
Just the
only-
one?
They don't take half on a pass.
Okay. Yeah, so you see this, and I guess all of you would see this as well. Just the snow around Ben just evaporates in like a globe for a second, and then swirls back around again as this like holy light bursts out.
Yeah, and now Ben is in like after the light kind of fades or whatever. Like if you look back at him, he's in cute little owlet form, although not so cute with a wolf on top of him, fighting for his life.
Star.
Okay, so there's still a wolf on Ben.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I sneak attack that wolf?
You can, you're hidden.
Sweet.
So you get advantage.
Fuck that wolf. Probably a hit. 12 plus 7. 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. 6 plus 5 is 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. How do you want to do this?
Oh, okay. So I think he was just sort of crouched, sort of in the snow a little bit, like sort of at half height, and he has his rapier in one hand, and he literally just runs the wolf through, like just sort of a straight lunge, straight through the wolf's like rib cage in the side.
Cool. Yeah, and it just like yelps and then falls into the snow, and some you see like blood just coming out from this like one clean wound through the side. Then the other wolf, Ben, make another strength save.
You can make it.
I mean, you were saying it.
I was saying it, but it's funny because it would be the same.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
A 9.
I'll say I was using it. I replaced it with a 10.
Okay.
So it's exactly what you rolled.
I've seen this. Yes, I have.
Oh, yes, that's how it happens.
It's a 9.
A 9. Okay. So you
Hoping you have
see
a better modifier than that.
2 more wolves rush out of the snow, and they sort of dive in. One of them's going to come after you, Star. Or actually, yeah, I think 2 of them are going to come after you. You're standing like right over the other one while Ben is down,
And
they have pack tactics.
one of them's going to roll an 8 on their
One of them's
D20.
going to roll an 8. Okay, so one of them's going to miss, I think, or probably 8 plus 4, 12.
Yeah, my AC is 16.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Vaelin is sort of standing there and starts again, like, yeah, it just has that flash of like the visions he saw this morning, and he quickly sort of shouts it to Ben, and it sort of doesn't affect, like, happens the exact same way, but then he turns to shout at Star, "Look out!"
Okay. So yeah, you hear that, Star, and you're able to just like quickly move to the side as one wolf just like brushes past you. Then the other one is going to, and with that you see the 2 of them coming at you. So you sidestep one and then duck under the other as it jumps over you, and you look up to see the other wolf that was on Ben is dragging him away. So you can make an attack of opportunity on the wolf dragging him, and
Oh, yeah, doing that.
And Bree
And
Rowan. Yeah.
That's a hit.
Oh, that's a hit. Yeah.
22.
22. Yeah.
I did 9.
Smash, smash.
9 damage.
Oh, I did 9 damage and I had 20 something.
Okay.
5
To hit.
damage.
5 damage.
I got 19.
That's a hit.
I think we did it.
Just eviscerated.
Well, yeah.
6
Quarter
damage.
per.
6. Yeah. So you see Ben gets dragged backwards, and you see his hands just sort of like with the claws dig into the snow and start to like hit, and you almost lose him in the snow.
Still has his shield though, so like it would be, I guess, the shield kind of dug in, and then the other claw.
Yeah, right. And then Bree, Star, and Rowan, all of you at the same time, just like lash out and manage to just like destroy this wolf. You just atomize it, basically. But yeah, you stab out at it,
directions.
and you see it like stagger backwards and then fall onto its side. And it yelps out, and you hear a reply, sort of a deep howl, and the 3 of you and Ben make a, I believe it's a dex save. Yeah, dex save.
Can I see it?
You cannot.
Am I prone? Is that disadvantage?
Oh, yeah, you can actually. You're prone, so you do get disadvantage. Yeah.
But my danger sense doesn't kick in.
Your danger sense does kick in. You can you can see it and hear it.
I'm fine.
21.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
6.
What we're calling non-natural 20s now, I guess, in our group. I don't know how that happened.
I love unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 is also good.
Yeah, it's freak of nature 20.
Abominable 20.
So, sorry, what were your dex saves?
20.
Over 20.
6.
6. Star over
21.
It's just 12.
12. Okay, so Rowan and Ben, you take 15 cold damage. And half for the other two. So 7. As Bree, you look up as you hear this growl, this low growl emanating in response, and the swirling wind around you just forms into this cone and rolls over all of you. You can feel your skin, all the exposed skin start to freeze, ice start to form, your eyes force themselves closed. As you move backwards, you feel physically brittle almost as this massive howl comes out from the other side of the wind, just forcing all of this snow in a cone towards you. And on the other side of that cone, stepping back into the obscured area, you see this massive wolf, almost the size of you, Bree.
You see on the ground, beginning to be covered in snow, is the limp form of Ben.
So Ben is unconscious. Okay. Yeah, so that it starts to form over you, and it pulls the breath out of your lungs. And as you're looking around, just the white all around you just goes dark.
Hello, it's Mike Fardy, your Dungeon Mom. Thank you for listening to episode 15 of Wonders and Blunders. Bit of a shorter episode this week because combat is weird. But if it's too short and you're craving more content, we are releasing a bonus episode this week. Also very short. It's a little sort of tutorial episode where we try to explain some of the rules of Dungeons & Dragons through a scripted scene between Yuri, Bree, and Vaelin. It was a bit of fun. We had a lot of fun recording it. It's going to come in as episode 1.5. So scroll back through your feed and take a look at that if that's something you want to listen to this week. And if you have a friend who was going to listen to the podcast and was like, I don't understand Dungeons & Dragons, well, they can understand it slightly better. Still not perfectly. We do a passable job of explaining some of the rules. Throw it their way. It's very short. It's a bit of fun. And we're excited for you to hear it. We have big plans for the podcast. We're really having a good time recording it. And we want to do more. We want to record more bonus episodes. And we want to play other games on the podcast. And you are helping us do that by getting more people on board to come listen. So keep sharing it around. Keep talking to us on social media at Wonder and Blunder. The more popular the podcast gets, the more reasons we have to record things. So thank you. We love you very much. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.